Okay. We're recording.
Perfect. Hey guys, this is Jared Jarvis. I am here today for our Tuesday night class. This is so exciting. I'm here today with Ronai Brumett, Leanne Mason. We've got several other super fans with us. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Joy, for being with us. And for all of those that have not joined us live today, and it looks like we may still have more people joining us. If you are watching this later, just know that the best stuff happens before the recording started. If you missed it, you missed it.
After the recording ends.
Or after the recording ends. So, guys, we are so excited. We love coming to you every week with these classes, and today's class is no different. We have prepared some great information for you, and we're excited to go ahead and prepare this, or present this to you. So, who's taking us away?
We're going to start with Ronai.
I want to start with just a couple of things. We're not doctors. We cannot diagnose or treat. We are educators, and we're here to educate and share a little fun knowledge with you. Now, this is one of our continuing education classes. I do want to cover just a very, very basic. We only use doTERRA, okay, when it comes to essential oils and supplements. And the reason for this is CPTG, Certified Pure Tested Grade. It is the purest on the market. You can use it aromatically. This helps and works with your amygdala. Your amygdala is your emotional center. Fastest way to the amygdala is through the olfactory senses. So you breathe it in, goes to your amygdala, down your pituitary, your thyroid, your parathyroid, your hypothalamus, and your whole limbic system goes. Right? See how I stressed you out there for a minute? So if you are feeling stressed out, which Leanne is going to talk about in a little bit, fastest way to take care of that is to just breathe in some essential oils. Second, you can use them topically. There's so many reasons topically. If you have a sore muscle, or maybe you get a cut, or there's lots of reasons, but they are safe to use topically. And you can use them internally. If you're going to use them internally, make sure that they have essential oil supplement on here with supplemental facts. If it just says essential oil or essential oil blend, it is not to be used internally. So just wanted to cover just a super, super basic.
So one thing I want to cover, though, is when you are using them topically, best to use a carrier oil when you're using them topically. The reason for that is you're able to then get more of the surface area, and it reduces flash off, which flash off is the evaporation of that essential oil, so it actually absorbs into the body. When it comes to internal, if you're going to use it in your water, notice stainless steel straw, stainless steel, ceramic, or glass. Reason for that is these essential oils are so pure that they will eat through your plastic, and then what you're getting is that stuff into your body, which is no good either. So again, we just like to educate, make sure we're given that great information. Also, when using citrus oils topically, make sure that they are where you are not going to be exposed to the sun. Citrus oils make our skin more photosensitive. So allow at least 12 hours before being exposed to the sun.
When you're talking about where the sun don't shine, hold on. We want to make sure that we're not using oils in eyes, nose, or sensitive bits, because that can be a little spicy. Okay?
Exactly.
So these are just our safety tips we like to share. Today, with our continuing education class, we are talking about rest and stress management. So I'm going to kick it off. We're just going to do a little breathing exercise, okay? If you have your favorite essential oil, which y'all know mine is Citrus Bliss. It's my happy place, but lots of oils work great for this. Jared, how about you share your frankincense and peppermint right now? Because then people can do that, and then I will take us through a breathing exercise with it.
Be happy to. So guys, one of my favorite ways to use these oils for personal diffusion is to put a drop of each of the oils in the palm of your hand, rub your hands together, take a big breath out, and then breathe it in. Now, I'm going to be using peppermint and frankincense today. And because peppermint is an oil that can be a little bit sensitive, especially to eyes, you make sure when you're putting this into the palm of your hand that you don't touch your eyeballs. You'll regret it if you do, but we do have oils for that if you do. So I'm just putting a drop of peppermint, drop of frankincense. Okay, so I have my oils right here, and I'm gonna rub my hands together. And if you're wanting to do this with us, I totally encourage that. A drop of each. You're gonna notice my hands are not oily, which is so awesome. One of the reasons I love these oils. And then you're gonna take a big breath out and then breathe it in.
With your mouth or your nose?
I should have said the first time around, breathe it in through your nose. With the peppermint and frankincense, breathe that in through the nose. That is awesome. Oh, because it gives you a zing. That's one of my favorites to just kind of get me up and going and moving quickly. And then after you've done that the first time with the peppermint and frankincense, take a moment, exhale again. And the second time around, breathe it in through your mouth. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. And hold it. So this is one of my favorite things to do, especially right before I'm going to be talking to a group of people, but also if I'm driving, if I need to be a little bit more alert. That combination of peppermint and frankincense, absolutely fantastic. And one of my favorites, one of my top tips for those of you that are here.
So that's a great way to like open up, wake up. Now I'm going to help us calm down using the same oils that are already on your hands. Okay. So I want you to put one hand over your heart. When you do this, it sends a signal to your brain that says, I'm safe. Like immediately, I felt my body just like, right? So just when you take a moment, and then you can take the other hand that has oils on it. And I want you to just breathe. Breathe slowly and carefully. This is one of the best ways for self-care. Quick, fast. Just take a moment and breathe and know that you are safe. You can do a box breathe, which you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out 2, 3, 4. When you box breathe, it helps again calm your central nervous system and just calm everything down.
So really quick, Ronai, when you box breathe, why it's called box breathe is because you hold in between the inhale
and
then you hold in between the exhale and the inhale so that
I forgot that part. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do that one more time. So we're going to breathe in 2, 3, 4, hold it 2, 3, 4, let it out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. And you can do that for several cycles. And when you do that, again, it's calming your system down. Self-care is not just about breathing is one of the most important things. And what's funny is when we are stressed out, we actually stop breathing or we shallow breathe. And you don't even notice it because your body just breathes naturally. But when you're stressed, it's a very shallow breath. And so doing this helps your body to calm down and go, okay, we're going to take deeper breaths. We're going to hold it. We're going to know that we're not suffocating, right? Other forms of self-care, water. We don't drink enough water. And it's funny because this, I ran out of cups today. So my mug is filled with water. When you put a citrus oil in your water, it helps to detox, right? But it also tastes great. A lot of people are like, I don't want to drink water. It's so boring, which I get that. But we have lemon, lime, grapefruit, tangerine, wild orange. Right now, white grapefruit, if you do a 200 PV order with doTERRA. So if you're watching this after October, I'm super, super sorry. But white grapefruit is amazing.
Okay, I want to know if anybody else, I just took a drink of my water, and because we did the deep breathing with the frankincense and peppermint, I tasted peppermint as I swallowed.
Yeah, I totally have the peppermint going on. And you can put peppermint or supermint or spearmint in your water. Actually, if you put spearmint in your water, it tastes like Wrigley's double mint gum.
Yep.
Have you ever had that?
Yes, totally reminds me of that.
You can put cinnamon in your water. Like there's so many different combinations you can put in your water to change it up. If you like herbaceous flavors. I mean, I know some people are like, I love to put thyme in my water. That's awesome. That is not my go-to, but everybody. Jared, you like a little bit of thyme?
Very small amounts.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
and
So
for
here's the
me,
thing.
it's a toothpick of basil. And if you do that with lemon, basil lemon water is really good, but you only want a toothpick. Like you'd stick a toothpick down in the orifice in the middle there, stick a toothpick in and swirl it. Because if you do a full drop of basil, I will tell you it is a little too much.
Yes. So you want to make sure that you are using citrus oils. You can do a drop. When you're first starting out, don't drop a whole bunch. Also, you don't shake it, right? So you just want to tip and you want to wait for it to drip. I see a lot of people who are like open up the bottle and they start doing this. That's too much. You don't need to do that. Other things for self-care. Taking time for yourself is not selfish. It is super, super important. One of my favorite ways of self-care is putting not citrus oil, sorry, I have that on my brain. Putting oils in my bath. But if you're going to put oils in your bath, you want to put like Epsom salt or sea salt. There's different schools of thought about the kind of salt. So research which kind of salt you want to put, but you want to put the oils on the salt. What you don't want to do is put the salt in, fill up your bathtub, and then put the oils in because then the oils float on the top. And when you sit down on that, it gets a little interesting, especially if you put peppermint in there. I'm just saying, remember what I said, no eyes, nose, or sensitive bits? Not that I've...
Oh,
Ew.
and Renee froze. You froze in a very like thoughtful pose.
Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. Trust me. Oils on the salt's in the bath, and then fill up your bath water. And it makes a lovely, lovely bath. There's all sorts of different combinations. One of my favorites is frankincense and like a mint oil, maybe a peppermint. Again, you have to be careful with mints. When you're doing this for a whole bathtub, 6 to maybe 10 drops in total. I had somebody who was like, I don't think these oils are for me. She put 27 drops of lemon in her bathtub. That is way too much. That is actually bad for your skin. It's not great. So figure out what combination. If you want to do a detox, then ginger is one that's really great. Again, 1 or 2 drops. That's all you need in a whole tub.
And I recommend when I'm telling people to make their bath salts, 2 cups of Epsom or sea salt, or mixing it, because mixing a good quality sea salt with Epsom salt is really beneficial because then you get the benefits of both. 1 to 2 tablespoons of baking soda, which also helps you detox, and 5 to 8 drops of oil. So that's in 2 cups. So,
Yeah.
and you mix that all together and then put it in and then put your water over. So,
Yeah. I do like to put a little bit of cypress. Cypress helps with circulation, so that's a good one. AromaTouch blend is just a really great one. If you're dealing with respiratory issues, then I do like a combination of thyme and breathe. Go ahead, Jared.
Eucalyptus.
Yes.
yes.
Eucalyptus is awesome. Also for skin support, tea tree, frankincense. 2 of my favorites. I love using those.
I will caution, if you're doing eucalyptus in the bath, you want to err on the lighter side, no more than 2 to 3 drops, because it is one that can be overpowering. Also, with the water being warm, that eucalyptus is going to steam up. And so a little bit really does go a long way.
Yes.
It'd be like a spa.
Yeah.
Other things for self-care, making sure that you're getting movement in. Movement is so incredibly important, right? So whether you're walking or dancing, like Leanne and I love this thing called Body Groove. You dance with your friends online, like the people in the room there are the friends, right? But it's just free expression of movement and you get to kind of move along with them. There's no embarrassment with that, but it's moving your body in a fun way. So find a fun way to move your body
I'm
because
also
that's
going to put in a plug that Ronai and I are certified in AromaDance, which then incorporates essential oils and affirmations into the movement, which is a new healing modality. Not new, we've been doing it for 5 or 6 years at least,
been a minute.
probably longer than that. But so those are great modalities as well. So if you're interested in that, let us know.
Yes. Meditation. Meditation is one of those things that is really, really great for self-care, right? So finding a really great meditation on YouTube, I have a few of them out there, or Gabby Bernstein is absolutely amazing to listen to. Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones out there. If you have any suggestions, like reach out. Doing the Miracle Morning with Hal Elrod, there's some really good meditations on there. And then knowing your strengths. Okay, this is a plug for getting your Clifton Strengths assessment done, knowing who you are at the core. Then come talk to me because I can help you with unleashing your strengths.
And I'm going to put a plug for Ronai because Ronai has recorded me an amazing mindful strengths, which then focuses straight on the stuff that I'm focusing on that works within my strengths. So that is another modality and tool to add to your toolbox. If you're interested, make sure you contact Ronai directly for mindful strengths.
That's it. It combines strengths and hypnotherapy. It is something super fun that I'm really enjoying doing, and it's very personalized to you. So these are just like some fun things. Also, for those of you that are relationship builders like me, have some time with your friends. Like it's so important. We get so caught up with work and chores of life, right? There are things that just have to get done. You can do that in combination with, like let's say you have a chore you have to do at your house, invite a friend over. They don't have to like actively do the chore with you, right? But they can sit there and talk with you or be a part of it. I always make sure that you're, again, working within your strengths. So relationship builders, you want to get together with the right people. If you're an influencer, you want to make sure you're helping to move people forward. So sometimes your self-care is actually going to be helping somebody do something like it. So acts of service is going to be self-care for you. If you are a strategic thinker, helping somebody plan out something or making sure that processes are done right. No, that's executor. Executors want to make sure that processes are done right.
That's me.
Yeah. All right. Executors.
Executor.
You want to make sure processes are done right. That's part of self-care because if it's wrong, it's just going to bug you. So let those people who like that processes needing to be done the right way, that they're doing self-care. They're not like nitpicking on something. It's important to them. And then strategic thinkers need time to think, create, and or learn, which means a lot of times is if you have something you need to noodle over, go take a walk. Or making sure that you sit down and like really have time to think it out. These are all forms of self-care. I'm going to switch it over to Leanne to talk about stress management.
Perfect. So some of the things that we talk about for stress management are also self-care, right? Journaling is a great way to manage stress because you need to get it up, out, and away. Now, I want to teach you a technique. If you do not want to keep the information, but you want to get it up, out, and away, one of the things I've learned it as called slaying dragons. I've learned it as up, out, and away. What you do is you just write things down. Or if you are struggling with someone, but don't necessarily, you're combative with it, or there's contention, and you don't want to take that contention into a conversation, you write it down and then you destroy it. That can be by ripping it up, shredding it. If you're a pyromaniac, I like to put it outside on the barbecue and burn it. Um, there's something therapeutic of watching those words that are maybe would be hurtful, like burn, right? But it gets them out of you. Um, Other ways that help with stress are do something you enjoy. That could be crafts. That can be, for me, it's cooking. For others, it's working in their yard. I also love yard work. I love going out and mowing my lawn. There is something that helps relieve stress by being outside and grounding. There's tons of studies about grounding. When you are gardening or when you're working in the yard, that's very grounding. So do something that you love to help reduce the stress. Now, I want to show you a few techniques that can be done in the very moment. And breath work is definitely one of them. One of the reasons why breath work is so important when it comes to stress and self-care is it changes what's happening in the body. Now, there is lots of different techniques and lots of science, and we've only shown you a few. One of the other ways is to, I can't remember, you take and you plug one side of the nose, breathe in, out through your mouth, and then the other side. It helps relieve stress because you actually have to think about what you're doing. So cross your fingers in like a butterfly.
I was gonna say, do you have to do that?
No, it's the way that it disrupts the body because you're crossing. So again, the brain is crossing the brain. I have to think about it. So you cross your fingers. It just works because your arms are crossed. It uses the brain different.
This is still on the same side.
But you're crossing the body.
Okay.
So it makes you think about it, doesn't it? So you have to stop the process of stressing to think about, wait, how do I do this? So anything you can disrupt the spiral thinking then helps reduce stress because you're focusing on something else. Isn't that crazy? Like we have to stress ourselves in a different way to reduce stress. Some ways to stress ourselves to reduce stress is also tapping. So you can just tap on the top of your head. My favorite is also a butterfly because again, you're crossing the body and you tap one side, then the other. And you can go fast, you can go slow, whatever you need to calm the chatter or the stress. Okay. So these are just some things you can do. And what you're doing is you're stopping your nervous system from the flight or fight pattern that's happening. One way when you're stressed, what are some things that you guys think of? I want you guys to unmute. I want you to put words to the way your body feels when you're stressed. So just shout out some things you feel.
My body tightens up.
Tightens up, so tightness. Okay, what else?
Sore and achy.
Sore and achy, right? A lot of that is because we don't hold ourselves properly when we're stressed, right? We either slump or it just feels like the weight of the world is on us, possibly, right? So, Jared.
I feel bloated and gassy.
Yeah.
I know that's not something that people like to talk about, but I notice that, I mean, I get a tummy ache and I feel that tension right there in my abdomen, and I don't want to have things go.
Yeah.
I get stuck.
Perfect. Getting stuck. Stuck is a perfect one. I have clients that tell me that they feel like there is something weighing or stepping on their chest, like that tightness in the chest, right? So if we can find things that can help the body release that, one of the greatest things you can do every morning to help start your day off and energize you, and then also you can repeat it if you're in a stressful situation, is you quickly move your arms, and I'm in a chair, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but up and down 50 times. And it's like you're waving them in front of you, like you're kicking, if you were kicking like you were swimming. Yep, except for as big as you can, as fast as you can. And you count to 50. But you have to count, so you're concentrating on something else. And then take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth after doing that. And that also helps reduce stress. And last but not least, before we move into some essential oils that can help with stress, is shaking. And it sounds you look ridiculous, and it's totally fine. So on my handout, you guys get to see me shake. You can just shake your hands, you can shake your head, or you can get up and just shake your entire body. That works the lymphatic system and the limbic system. Okay, Ronai, you're giggling.
This is why dancers in the 60s were totally chill, because they just shook their bodies.
Exactly.
Like in
There
those
is-
movies, like the
There
clam
is
bake
so
movies.
much science between jumping and rebounding and shaking and that kind of stuff, because it is good for the lymphatic system for draining and the limbic system, which helps regulate our mood. So be a little crazy. If you're feeling stressed, don't hold it in. Let it go.
This is also why little kids are fine, because they're always just like,
Bouncing around, right? Having a good time.
Reminds me of when I used to teach preschool and I would get stressed, but we did shake, shake, shake your sillies out. And all the kids would shake their sillies out. I got
Exactly.
unstressed.
Exactly. There is complete science behind that. So making daily habits for yourself is key, because if you don't have daily habits to help with that stress, we've talked about the movement is key, right? But adding 1 or 2 of these tools into your daily routine will make a huge difference. Some of the oils that are super good for supporting the body when you're stressed, lavender is a calming oil. Serenity is a calming blend that can help. And we talked about it in our rest and recovery class about the importance of proper sleep. If you're not getting proper sleep, your body is in more of a stressful state. So make sure that you are getting proper rest and recovery. Bergamot is a citrus oil that also has calming blends or calming properties. Adaptive, super great for that. And the thing I love about adaptive is there's so much science between the adaptive blend, and it's truly an adaptive system. It comes in a soft gel form as well. So for those people who struggle with intrusive thoughts or focus or other mental health, adaptive, truly taken internally in capsule form, is super supportive. It comes in a roller, which already has the, and I used mine earlier today, and I must have taken it in the other room, but adaptive on the temples and the back of the neck can help with focus for studying and also help calm the body down in a stressful situation. And oh my goodness, oh, here it is. The kids collection. The Calmer blend is super good. But one of the other things that is supportive for our kiddos is to layer Thinker and Calmer together to help support them in a stressful situation. My son, when he was in grade school, had test anxiety. And so anytime we knew he had a test, we would put Thinker and Calmer on before he'd go to school, and he always did fantastic. So that is another one. Now, I talked a little bit about grounding, and we're getting into the winter months, right? Where some of us are not going to be outside because of, well, snow and cold. But the oil that I use daily on the bottom of my feet, I also like using it on the back of my neck. And then at the base of my tailbone is Balance, which helps balance the body and bring feelings of tranquility and wellness. It's super important to have that for me. So finding a grounding blend or a grounding oil. All of the tree oils have grounding properties. Cedarwood is one that many people like for grounding. Other people like the fur oils. I love the smell of Siberian fir. Plus, the Siberian fir helps with generational healing. And so I love that. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about the fact that we recognize that there is not a one size fits all solution. We each have our own stressors. We each have our own strengths and our own, we call them basements, right? Instead of weaknesses, there are the strengths that are in our basement that are not something that liven us up and that we thrive from. But what's important is to keep looking for the right solution for you. We are here to help you. We offer free wellness consults. There are plenty of resources that you can get your hands on. My favorite one is emotions and essential oils, especially when it comes to stress, because we each put different words to our stress, right? So there might be something that supports us a little bit better than others. But I also want to talk about the importance of proper mental health care. If you are struggling and if you need additional support, there is nothing wrong with reaching out to a professional, to a coach, to a counselor, to a doctor, or to a crisis line. So if you need help, please reach out. We are here for you as well and can direct you. I have struggled with my mental health on and off for years, and I am grateful for the resources I have. And in that, I have made a commitment to my husband that if I am feeling overwhelmed or depressed, or even if that suicidal ideation comes into play, that I will say something to either him or one of my trusted friends. So find your support system, because stress can then turn to complete overwhelm and lead to a breakdown. So manage your stress as best as you can, but don't feel anything negative about reaching out for support, because we are here to support. And if you don't get the right support for your stress, it can turn into chronic illness. So the key is noticing the signs when you are becoming overwhelmed, overworked, and doing the self-care so that you don't lead to more chronic issues. So we are going to stop the recording. Thank you guys for being here. We hope that what we provide, as always, is beneficial. If you find it beneficial, please continue to invite and share. The more people we can help, the better we will be as a world and a community. So, Jared and Ronai, any parting words before I stop the recording?
Just that asking for help is not a weakness, it is strength. It is the strongest thing that you can do. So I agree. If you need help, please reach out to if nothing else, reach out to a friend or reach out to us, and we will help you get the right help for you. Jared?
Yeah, you know, I have always come from this place of love, especially when it comes to the essential oils, and we openly share that. We openly embrace and teach, and we share from that place of love. And I hope that you guys feel that when you come to these classes, when you come and participate, because we're here and we're here for you. So if you're feeling like maybe you're alone, you're not.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for joining us.